this pest of an accessory? Hmm?
What the hell do you mean, a pest of an accessory?
Wait. The item is not like bad or something. It's just super underwhelming. That's all. Yeah. He's lying. Bitch, I'm on your side.
Then, what the fuck did you just say about my accessory?
Okay, look. I understand that the Hive Pack give valuable DPS boost, but you can't deny that your item is really niche and no one really use it. Maybe there's some people, but those are psychopaths. You know what I'm saying.
Fine. Is there anything you can do to enhance the accessory?
There is, and we're about to do it anyways. But before I give you the quick fix, how about you listen to my suggestion first to get a new sense of inspiration for your accessory. So, let's start accumulating nectars of ideas and start flying to brainstorm for new concept. You see what I did?
So, what do you have in mind?
How about we make your expo mode item to be more of a functional vanity item? It will be really pleasing to look at and have some cool functionality that people will love to use. I need to get more inspiration.
Whoa! What the fuck?
We can use the property of honey to slow down enemies to give a ton of leeway for us to attack, run, or charge at them. And how about we add a secondary feature that will be for the mages? It will add an interesting twist to the accessory. Now, let's conclude by having it shoot out a different type of bee when you attack. Last but not least, we can lean more to her cute side instead of her mechanical side.
Wait. What do you mean, mechanical side?
Your ass is a whole machine gun, which I'm happy to be your chair. Well now, it's a good time to scoot over to the sprite making.
A gunshot. What?
If you want to make the item more cute and mage-like, we need to find some reference. First, I searched up a species of bee that will reflect the magical aspect of the item, and luckily I found it. The species called Agapotasamon. It's a green bee that loves sweat. It can be a good representation for saying it's a witch bee. With the idea and reference in hand, let's sketch up the sprite. Now I use Terraria Sparkling Honey Pet and the Wizard Hat as a basis and play around with the shape and form. I landed with a simple design, which is a wizard hat with a hole where the bee can pop in and pop out. It's complemented the player really well and it's just plain on cute. And lastly, I made a simple design for the debuff. Now, with everything done, I even add this additional sprite if the accessory get used in the pet slot where the bee is running a magical book. Hey, it's look more like a slime bee instead of a witch bee. Huh, it does. Well, let's go to the functionality. But before we fine-tune the functionality, we need to establish the rule. First, we can't make it too extravagant. There needs to be a balance between interesting and mediocre. And secondly, it needs to be special enough in its own way without being too outlandish. Now, I plan the item will shoot out enzymatic bees whenever you attack, more akin to the beekeeper. The enzymatic bee will be shoot out to a rate of 3 to 5 bee every 1 second. It will deal 5 to 10 damage per bee. In addition to make it all weapon will inflict poison damage for 10 seconds. Now the accessory will have a significant impact on players' playthrough. Now we will focus on the mage side of the feature. But if it's a secondary feature, how do we activate it? Well, by simply detecting how many mana does the player have. It will activate when the max mana exceeds 200. So, the player need to have 220 and above to activate it. But what the second feature will be? How about for every additional 20 mana after 200, the accessory will receive 5% boost for all stats. So, theoretically, if the player max out their mana capacity at 400, the accessory will receive a 50% stat increase. But having all of these stat increase is not enough because why stop here? After activating the accessory, there will be a 20 block radius or a 40 block diameter of honey ring, where if an enemy within the area, they will receive a debuff called enzymatic breakdown, which slow them down to a similar rate to honey, and receiving 25 armor penetration. If the enemy managed to leave the honey ring, the effect will linger for 5 seconds. With these changes in hand, it becomes more versatile to any type of player, to the builders, miners, or fishers. Everyone can gain some benefit from it, or it simply can be a cute companion for the lonely times. Now, before we cap this off, we will sell this cutie for 5 gold. So say goodbye to the little bee. Bye bye!
Wait, but isn't it too much for a large extender?
Maybe. We can make some adjustment to it, like by changing the enzymatic beast to regular friendly beast and having the mana activation to be lowered at 140 mana. It will be easier to implement and make it easier for other classes to try out the accessory. Continuing on, for the mana boost, it will change to 3% and will be capped at 30%. It's enough impact without being too extreme. Lastly, we need to address the wasps in a room. I don't see real logic implement anything near to the feature like the honey ring, especially for the pre-hard mode item. So say bye-bye to the feature and maybe there's some use for it in the future. So, do you have any idea for its name?
We can call it the It's pretty sad to see my item to be removed.
Look, we don't need to remove the item because there is some use case for it without any tweaking. But we can ignore the underlying problem that the item is just too niche for its own good. There's only like 13 items that are affected by it. Of course, people are going to ignore it. We can still save it by making it sold by the witch doctor on a blood moon and can be obtained in classic mode. Other than that, we can change the functionality by simply adding poison effect to any weapon. But I think the best way to fix your item is to implement a whole new subclass for all of their classes. Imagine progressing the game while using this subclass. You need to constantly change your playstyle to progress. It will be super fun overall. And your item can be the main focal point and maybe add some accessory to complement it. So yeah, I think that's enough. I should end it here. So, do you like the suggestion?
I really like it. But there's still one problem.
Huh? What is it?
You.
Huh? Help! What the fuck am I doing? Well, I hope you liked the video. Sorry for being super late. I had a ton of problem with the video. Oh, and I'm happy to see the Terra community discussing how to add more to the previous item. And one last thing before I close this off. Thank you to Snoopy Game on...
Hey, it's me, good boy, back at it again. Today...
What the fuck, man?
Hey, you look like you need money. Here's $10.
Oh, no way.
Alright, I'm heading out. Auf Wiedersehen.
Oh, thank you to Good Boy for sponsoring this video. And if you want to be in this video, you can't. You just can't. I don't have any Patreon or coffee or anything for you to give me the money. Yeah. Again, thank you to Snoopy Games on Twitch for designing the Queen Bee and Rosie on Fiverr for voicing her.